Now we're going to continue our conversation about these confessions pages. We've got with us UW La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gow and Onalaska High School Principal Jared Schaffner. I want to ask you each individually your reaction when you read through some of these posts on these pages. Chancellor Gow?
Well, you know, ordinarily, I saw it before the tragedy with our student and I was disappointed, and then when I saw it after that tragedy and there's a photo of a young woman passed out on the floor, I said, you know, that really crosses the line. And so I put out a message saying, hey, let's take a look at this. Can't we change it?
And Jared, you know, I know there's, at this point there seems to be only one post on the Onalaska High School Confessions page, but if you look through the comments, and at least on the UW La Crosse, the one that's been tried to be associated with UW La Crosse, there are graphic sexual comments and there's comments about alcohol and drug use. I'm sure you're well aware of that.
Absolutely. One of my biggest concerns working with high school students is that when a high school student feels like everyone is doing this risk-taking behavior, whether it's using drugs, alcohol, sexual interaction, and when we have sites like this, they seem to glorify that, they celebrate it, and they really start to help a student think that maybe I'm the only one that's not doing something like this. Whenever we work with our high school kids, we always use positive norming. If 20% of students report that they have consumed alcohol, we tell students that 80% of your peers have not consumed alcohol. These types of pages seem to do the reverse of that. They seem to celebrate the risk-taking behaviors.
Absolutely, great point. Now I want to ask you each individually, what steps, if any, are you taking at your school to deal with this?
Well, you know, we can't regulate speech. Students have the right to free speech, and we have to be clear about that. It's interesting, though, when you sign up for Facebook, people can complain about something on the page, and then it might be taken down. I didn't do that, but apparently a lot of our students, when they saw it, they said that's not the kind of image we want for our school, and did contact Facebook. And now there's a new site, which is apparently called LAX Confessions, so at least it doesn't have the UWL name in it, and also it does not have the photo of the young woman passed out.
And Jared?
In our case, we did communicate with our parents via email list on Friday, and my big concern is that this is an opportune time for parents to talk to their kids about social media and basic internet safety and internet protocol. Sometimes with teenagers, it's hard to find the right time to talk about something. We thought this was a great opportunity to have that segue into that conversation.
And this idea of kind of being able to post these stories anonymously, I know there's been a lot of conversation, you know, are the posts even true? Are people telling true stories, but does that matter?
Well, I've even had several exchanges with the person who purports to run the site, and they've said, you know, hey, sorry about the photo, we took it down, but, you know, a lot of it isn't true. And I said, well, that doesn't really matter. I mean, it looks like you're saying this is the kind of behavior that goes on at UWL or other universities, and that's harmful. And to his credit, or her credit, I don't know the gender of the person, but they are trying to put a disclaimer on there now, apparently saying, you know, a lot of this is made up.
Is there anything at the high school level, any enforcement activity you can take against students that participate in this, or the student that's found to be running it?
I think the key thing that was said is that it's anonymous, and being able to find out who in fact is posting something, and then also finding out if the person who purportedly posted something, if that's actually the person who they claim to be. There's a myriad of complications with it. We're always concerned about what our students are doing from a risk-taking behavior standpoint, but sometimes proving it, particularly with social media, is what the difficult part is.
And absolutely a talking point with students at the high school level, their parents, and then with university students and staff as well. And we really appreciate you both spending some time here to talk about this. I'm sure this isn't the last of the conversation. Well, thank you much.